Okay, this is Ring What Media in association with Well Ice Therapy and Steel Hub Management. We finally got him. It's only took me 2 years. Yeah, Darren Barker, superb to see you, and what a great night in Newcastle.
Yeah, it was good. I love these next gens. A few ups, well, a couple of upsets. Yeah. You know, it was the new approach, if you like. We've heard Eddie talk about he wants entertaining 50-50 fights. He don't want these talented fighters to have walkovers. He wants them to have meaningful fights, and we see that this evening. I mean, if we start back to front, I was disappointed with Masood. You know, I understand this may have come a little bit too soon after an illness. Did they say COVID there? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they said that. In with a tough man, no nonsense, experience, physically strong San Martin. Probably could have got the nod there, if I'm deadly honest. I wasn't scoring the fight, but I feel, you know, if you had to, on body language, pick a winner there, you'd probably go San Martin. 98-92 scorecard.
Not sure about that.
In favour of Masood is disgusting. That is awful.
That keeps happening, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I mean, what are you watching? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's subjective. Some judges may prefer back foot, tidy, counter punching, but how can you miss the work from San Martin? That's nuts. That is nuts. First fight I'm thinking of before that is is Callum French. Just weren't at the races, was he? Weren't at the races. And look, I'd seen some interviews with Jeff Ofori, and he's been disappointed in himself. He's been his own biggest critic, said he's underperformed. I've seen an interview after he fought Archie Sharp, and he was bitterly disappointed. He was crying, and the interview had to stop. And today he got his moment. He had his moment. He showed experience and boxing know-how. He's unorthodox, a little unconventional with his style, chin up. He's wild with the shots, but he done the job. And I think Graham Rutherford done the right thing, throwing the towel in. Cameron Vong, I like the way he adjusted into that fight. It was a difficult opponent in Mosquera who was awkward, trying to mess him around, and he played into the hands of Mosquera in the first couple of rounds. Jamie Moore, told him off, if you like, so stop playing up, get behind your boxing, you know, keep things simple. When he done that, and he boxed nicely at the end there. It was a good performance. And before the bell, the Rees brothers, Jimmy Sains as well. Yeah, it was. Do you know what? They're good cards. They are good cards. You may look on there if you're an armchair fan, a casual, I hate using that word, but you might look and say, oh, there's no big names in here. But it's not always a big names. Like these could be potential stars one day. So let's enjoy the journey from the start. And yeah, it was good.
We find with these shows that actually you get proper boxing fights, and I mean Ishmael Davies, for example, what a fight that was, and it was a proper tear-up, an English eliminator. It meant something to them.
Yeah, it was one of the better fights on the cards. I can't believe I missed that one out. I was saving it for last. Testing you out there, wasn't I? Massive respect to you, and he done so well there. He really did. I heard there Mike Costello saying he lost his dad when he was younger. Well, his dad would be extremely proud of him. He really would. That was a really brave effort. Ishmael Davies boxed well. There were a lot that he's got to work on, if I'm honest. Some shots he didn't need to take, but a lot to work with. I mean, he's a very talented fighter, and that was a really good fight.
And he was very confident coming into this week, so it was nice to see him actually take that game plan, put it into action, and actually make it work. You know, sometimes the game plans have to change, as you know, but tonight it went perfect for him.
Yeah, I think so, and he moves on to bigger and better things. Hopefully an English title shot for him. But yeah, do you know what? It was a good show with some upsets. It had a bit of everything there, and we have a week off and we roll over to Dublin.
Lucky you, I can't wait for Dublin. Now listen, Cameron Vong, he's 2-0, but it feels like he's 18-0. I mean, he's going to be a fast track, but Jamie's got to keep his feet on the ground, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's got a great coach that you've just mentioned to do just that, Jamie Moore. The instructions, I mean, watch that fight back. Watch Jamie in the corner. Brilliant advice. He knew when to praise his man. He knew when to give him a kick up the backside and switch him on. It was brilliant, and that's exactly what he needs. He can't get ahead of himself. He needs to buzz off of that confidence, but he still needs to be grounded. And I don't. Look, he will be fast-tracked, I feel, because of the talent that he's got, but don't need to go too fast with him. They were talking about English title fights coming up. That's too soon. You've got to build into the rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds. You know, another couple of 6-rounders, 8-rounders, and then you can move on. But there's an awful lot, like Ishmael Dave's, an awful lot to work with. That natural flair, that personality. So yeah, good luck to the lad.
I think he's on the Belfast card as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
And that place is rocking, 15,000 people, and they'll all be absolutely at it, and they love their boxing in Belfast.
It's going to be nuts. We used to go there when I boxed for Repton in the amateurs, and it was always brilliant atmospheres. Fighting the Dockers Amateur Boxing Club over there. So yeah, we're going to have 2 brilliant atmospheres. I think Dublin again, that will not disappoint. That was electric. Home for a couple of days, back to Belfast, and yeah, the roof is going to come off.
I think you're coming home, you might stay, because you know what it's like in Dublin.
I've got 4 kids, and I have got 2 hopes of staying in Ireland, trust me. So I'll be back for a couple of days and back over to Belfast.
Well, listen, of course, Ireland's massive card, lots of good names on there, but of course the top of the bill, Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron 2. Do you think that Chantel now is in a situation where she has to stop Katie to get the decision this time?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say so. I feel she's got an opportunity to. Like, you know, we hear this all the time, Father Time waits for no one. And that could be the case. I thought early on, Chantel Cameron in that first fight looked on her way to potentially stopping Katie Taylor. The jab, she was so physically strong, solid, and she's got to make some big adjustments, Katie Taylor. She's got to nullify that jab. She's got to slip on the outside, throw the right hand. She's got to be busy. She's got to avoid those shots. Her footwork is key in that fight, but I think it's going to be repeat.
Listen, it was good to see all the boys from Tony Sims's gym down here supporting their lad tonight, and I had a chat with Craig Richards. Seems like Craig might have a little bit of a fight, a world title fight maybe coming up. Now, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but it's good to see Craig back.
Well, you've just enlightened me to that. I've no idea. And I cycled to Italy with Craig last week. It was in Monte Carlo, and I said, look, fancy it, Craig? And we jumped on a bike. No one needs to know it's an electric bike, right? You can scrap that out. It was an electric bike, but
that's an Eddie trick.
We went to Italy. We cycled 8 miles and we sat down. We had a coffee and a panini and a croissant, and he failed to tell me that. So you've just enlightened me.
We won't go any further in case we weren't allowed to say that. But it's good to see Craig back out. You know, it's been a while. He's had some injuries, but nice to see him around. Well, listen, I know you've got things to do, people to see. We've finally got you.
We'll do it again. Promise you.
About 2025, mate. Darren Barker, it's great to see you, mate.
Nice one, all the best. Cheers.